Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for Scorpio gang. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's see what's going on here. My guides, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio gang here in early December 2024? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio in early December. What's the vibe? What's the energy floating around us? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my friends. What is happening? There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, very dreamy. It doesn't surprise me to see an energy like this in a water sign reading, because I usually see stuff like this for us. I mean, granted, I usually see this one in particular a lot in Pisces, but we'll talk about it. I like it. It's very creative. I would say watch out for the overthinking in this time, though. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So there's a lot of interesting imagery here. If you look at the background, there's that beautiful etheric background. We got this lady here. She's nude, but she is like meditating or sleeping, one or the other. Maybe it's both. So for a lot of Scorpios, maybe Spirit might want you to do some inward exploration, deep state meditation, deal with the subconscious mind and all that beautiful stuff. Really like get in there and reprogram it. Notice that there's a clock here, but all the numbers are like flying off the clock, showing that this is an illusion. So yeah, there could be certain things involving time. This is more of like a timeless energy. So as I mentioned, this could be very good for inward exploration, anything spiritual, but just know you could be living with one foot in the etheric realm, one foot in the material. Now that could be great for any sort of creative endeavors, brainstorming, good ideas, or expressing yourself. This could be really fantastic, but at the same time, it could be extremely daydreamy. So watch out, you might be having a little more fantasy land time in your mind than you normally do, right? So that, I don't want to say every Scorpio is just going to be out there fantasizing all day long, but yeah, your mind just might be a little more preoccupied, if that makes sense. So we're just going to leave it at that. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it's not too much, but we're just going to let her chill there and keep meditating. Let's get into tarot now. And yeah, I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here one time for Scorpio gang. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Important Warning, okay? And I usually slap a warning on a title when energy does look a little bit dicey. Now, does that mean that something 100% guaranteed is going to come in and like really act like a bull in a china shop in your life? No. I just feel like certain readings I need to tell Scorpio to be a little cautious or act cautiously with certain individuals or certain situations, because there was a level of volatility last week. So we're going to hope to move past that. We're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Scorpio. What's happening in early December, please? Thank you. Okay, so mixed bag. Like right off the bat, we have a mixed bag. We have the 3 of Cups chilling right here, but I feel like the energy is different. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here. I'm usually very happy with the 3 of Cups. Yeah, here's that little bit of mystery. So we do have the High Priestess in position number 2. So what's going on here? Let's get one more, okay? I don't want to be a downer, but with the energy I'm seeing here, I want to be cautious about it. All right, so we are going to have a bonus. Now, that makes sense why I was feeling what I was feeling, because with the 6 of Swords came the 10 of Swords right here. So again, the 10 of Swords as a bonus card is just a little footnote, but it ties in perfectly to exactly what I was thinking. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. Now, at first glance, you know I always look at the elements first, and if you notice, We're starting here with 2 very powerful water cards and 2 sword, which is air. And those are the internal aspects in the tarot suit system. So pentacles and wands, those represent the outer world and action. Cups represent emotion, and the inner world, and the swords represent logic and communication. So you see there's a ton of internal energy showing up this week. So there is good, there is improvement, but I just feel like we need to walk through this week's reading cautiously, and we'll do so. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number 1, and yeah, with all this etheric energy, makes sense with this very first card, it's here. But position number 1, we have the 3 of Cups. Good for the most part, right? Now every card has a positive side and a challenge, and the 3 of Cups, I'll list the positives first. It's happiness, joyousness, merriment. This could represent get-togethers with people, being very social, celebratory, right? So like this could represent a win or a victory, something good that could be coming in. But I'm always cautious with this card because the 3 of Cups can also represent overindulgence, doing a little too much, ingesting a little too much of certain things. The 3 of Cups can represent funky group dynamics too, or just having to watch the energy of those that we're connected to. So although it looks good, and I'm not going to be a downer, we still have to clarify it. I'm just always a little skeptical about the 3 of Cups. I mean, but it can be very good. Okay? Like the main part of the spread, we're looking okay. So we're not going to really focus in too much on this just yet until we could clarify it, because we're at least starting from a decent place. Now, moving to the center, we have the High Priestess. She is a very interesting case because you see her there. She's sitting between those 2 pillars in the place of balance. She is between the material world and the spiritual world. She is the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers, and I do connect her to all water signs. Classically, she's a Pisces card, but I link her to Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, so this could represent us in the reading. So we'll see what comes up underneath her. Now, she is very in tune with energy. So for Scorpio, I've felt that for Pisces this week too, that you could be influenced extra by the energy of those around you, what's going on around you. You might want to have a little bit more solitude or quiet time when this energy shows up, because you're just going to be extra receptive to energetic stimulus when this card is here. Now, the High Priestess, yeah, great intuition. So maybe you have something, your gut's trying to tell you something, or your intuition could be right about something, but she is also a big card of mystery. Notice she's holding a volume of sacred law right there. But the big thing with her, she's not telling. So this is a card of secrecy, the unknown, the unexpected, the surprising. So we definitely want to look at her, and that's another reason I'm being a little cautious with this week's spread. I mean, for all I know, this week's spread could turn out fantastic by the time we're done with it. Now, on to the back end, we do have the 6 of Swords. Great card, usually a card of improvement, things getting better. This is a card that could represent travel. So some of you might be traveling or getting ready to. Situations involving distance or a separation between 2 people. But to me, this is a card of choppy waters becoming calm, or coming out of the choppy waters into the calm. So there's improvement here. So notice on the split ends, yeah, we do have good energy, wins, victories, whatever else we want to label it, but this is moving forward in a positive way. But what is the challenge of the 6 of Swords, you may ask? This is a card where sometimes you're abandoned something, you walk away from something, you give up on something. This could represent an individual you're connected to where they don't do what they're supposed to do, or they're not doing something that they're supposed to be doing. So again, I'm cautiously optimistic with the spread this week, because this can be good. And I don't want to be a downer, but you know, I tap in pretty strong with the Scorpio collective because I'm part of it. So if I'm feeling cautious, I'm always going to deliver that to you. Now on the back end, we do have a bonus, which is the 10 of Swords. You know, that's one of the more challenging cards in the whole entire deck. It could represent endings, it could represent pain, all sorts of stuff. Now, does it fully affect what's going on within this whole reading? It doesn't have to, but for a lot of Scorpios, there might be a situation or something that is still bothering you, or there's something you're still working through or dealing with. So when we have all these good positive energies, yeah, that's nice, but there might still be something you just need to keep your eye on or tend to when this card is here. So we're just going to put that 10 of Swords right there. And yeah, Scorpio, we got to dive deeper on this, my friends. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle. What's going on with Scorpio gang? What do we got? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. You know, every reading is done from the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. So let's go in on that Three of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Three of Cups. What's going on here with that Three of Cups? Quick. Super quick. All right. We do have the Nine of Cups in reverse underneath this Three of Cups. Okay. Have a good time, but don't take it too far. I don't know why I'm giving that advice out to some of you. I mean, I know that's not going to resonate with every single Scorpio out there, but when I see the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups together, those are definitely alignments that represent partying. Now, for some of you, if that's not your mode, if that's not your vibe, this could be someone you're connected to that parties it up a little too much. But I feel like I need to give that message like, yeah, I mean, enjoy it, celebrate, have a good time, but not too good of a time. It's something about pacing yourself. Like there is an energy here where Spirit's saying like, all right, well, have fun, but not too much fun. So take that for whatever it's worth and let me know in a few days if something like that happens where you have to either check someone or check yourself. Now the Nine of Cups in the upright, which it showed up in reverse, remember that, but in the upright, it's usually wish fulfillment, something really awesome, hopes and dreams coming to fruition, and it's usually open and very welcoming. This is also a card that represents overindulgences and its challenge. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Three of Cups, it's like have a good time, but all within due bounds. Like don't overdo it with something. So for a lot of Scorpios, there could be something that you really enjoy. It doesn't even have to be anything too bad. There could be something you really enjoy doing or you just really like. It's very important to pace yourself with something here. Okay, that's a big message I'm picking up. Now, aside from that, yeah, this could still represent a win or a victory where it's like, okay, it's not all that I want, but I'm happy with the progress. So for some of you, it's like a partial win or a partial victory, at least to start, where it's like, okay, there's still more to go, but I'm happy with how it's starting. It's like, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. It's like giving me that kind of energy. Let's just keep moving. I don't want to get too intuitive. We'll talk about it more during the recap. So again, pacing yourself and yeah, a win, but it might not be ideal. But let's go in on the High Priestess, see what she has to say. And we'll get over to that Six of Swords too. So where's the High Priestess here? Thank you. Okay. Whoa. All right. So there might be a situation that pops up that really sends you into like investigator mode this week, Scorpio. Whether it's like somebody's behavior or just something might feel off. When I see the Queen of Swords, she is very serious, very stern, no nonsense, no games. She's very analytical and she sees through illusion. So when I see her underneath the High Priestess, it tells me a couple things. For some Scorpios, I mean, maybe you're in the planning phases of something. There could be somebody that's in the planning phases of something, so keep that in mind. But there's a couple of messages and we're going to run through them, and it's just like pouring into me right now. There could be a situation that pops up out of the blue that sends you into investigative mode, so watch out for unexpected or surprising situations in this time, because there could be something that pops up where you have to investigate it further, or just something that catches your attention and you're like, no, there's more here, I need to know. Some of you are going to be putting on that detective cap in the very near future. That's just how this feels to me. It's either that or this is somebody that has strategy or plans in the works, or they're planning something. Now, it doesn't mean it's a nefarious thing. I'm not going to say that. It doesn't give me terrible vibes, but to me, it's like, all right, somebody might be a little more calculated than you think. Okay, and I don't use that word to make it seem cold or anything, but someone might be doing things in a structured way, even if it seems like they're not. Like this is a very peculiar energy I'm picking up in the center. So we're going to keep moving. I mean, maybe for some of you, you need to do something in a very particular way. That's possible. But the big things I'm picking up here is like someone getting into detective mode or an unexpected situation where the planning. Could be one of them, could be all of them. It depends on your situation. But I'm getting like that thirst. And listen, as part of Scorpio myself, I know that like when something piques our interest, like we kind of can't stop until we figure it out or make logical sense of it. But let's go in on the Six of Swords. See what's up with that. and we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow. Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles in the upright underneath this Six of Swords. So I do see something improving. I don't see something being 100% though. And similar to what we have here in the front, where it's like not a total win, not a total loss. So for a lot of Scorpios, there could be certain things that are in flux right now, where it's like, no, it's still changing. No final result just yet. It's still improving. It's still getting better, which I think is good. Now, I will say this. With the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, there is going to be a real possibility that you or someone you may be connected to might want to say, you know what, I give up on something. Not saying it's a connection or anything like that, but there could be a temptation when I see the Six of Swords, remember, moving away from something, Five of Pentacles, abandoning something. So there is this possibility where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to give energy to that anymore, or I'm not going to give energy to this anymore. So some of you might feel that, like, you just take it for whatever it's worth. But at the same time, I also feel like this could be something slowly improving, where it's like, it's not there yet. It's almost there, but there's still a ways to go. So this reading has a lot in it this week, Scorpio. So remember, just take what applies to you or whatever's hitting your intuition. Let's go through and do a quick recap. I mean, with what I'm seeing here on the back end, a lot of you could also be getting to like game over mindset, where you're getting like fed up with something. So just keep that in mind. But if you look here in the box, position number 1, we have the Three of Cups with the Nine of Cups. Before we get into the shadow card, when I see this alignment, it is a warning about overindulgences. So have fun, but do it within due bounds. That's like the energy I'm picking up here. There could be something you really enjoy. It's important to pace yourself. There is also a possibility of a win coming in, even though it's not super ideal. It's like, okay, we're getting there though. It's getting better. We're taking steps towards the positive, which is nice. Moving to the center, we have the High Priestess with the Queen of Swords in the upright. So 3 main messages here. Either one, there's somebody in strategy plan-based mode. And I mean, with the High Priestess, it's kind of hush-hush. So there could be someone you're connected to where like they're more calculated than you think. Another vibe I was picking up here, something could get your detective cap on, where it's like, okay, there's more to this and I'm going to figure out what the heck it is. It was like giving me that kind of vibe as well. Either that or it's an unexpected or surprising situation that pops up. But if that's the case, I feel like you're going to handle it well. Moving to the back end, we have the Six of Swords with the Five of Pentacles. I'm still getting this vibe of something improving, but not being there just yet. So I feel like for a lot of situations, you could see improvements, but it's not the final result. But there's also going to be this temptation to say, like, I'm not going to give energy to something anymore, game over type of vibe. So do with all this information what you will, Scorpio. Please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows. So lots of stuff happening in the Scorpio reading this week. So what's happening, my guides? Talk to me. What do we got in the shadow? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Scorpio? What is happening? Okay, Knight of Swords. Now, this card is very fast moving, but it can also sometimes be aggressive in its shadow form. Now, if you are connected to an air sign, this could be them showing up, but that doesn't always have to be the case. All Knights represent action. They also represent messages. So just know in this time, the way you communicate might be a little more forceful than you normally do. So that's something to keep in mind, that like the intensity that you bring to the table could be, I don't want to say misconstrued or misperceived. I just feel like you're just going to be coming on strong in one way or another when this card is here. Now, the Knight of Swords could be very good because it's fast action. It's not letting something simmer. So with all the energies I was seeing here, kind of makes sense where if something pops up, you're going to take action on it quick. That could be a good thing. But at the same time, the Knight of Swords can be very much confrontational. So just know, like, if you are up against any issues or situations in the coming days and weeks, you're not going to be backing down. Just watch the temper with that Knight of Swords. So yeah, Scorpio gang, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.